At this stage, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is none. He is neither Mahdi nor Masih Masih, no promised Messiah, none of these things. So what are you talking about? Who is asking him for a sign for what? Which sign for what? Guess what? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, after this point, did not marry to any women. Hello? Are you listening, people? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did some Hindu ritual. And what was that? God had already informed Mirza Ghulam Qadiani that Mubarik Ahmed will pass away. Then why did he get him married with that child girl? Why? Why she was made widow at that age? Please think about all of that. This young Ahmadi is asking the question to the Murabbi, and look what version of the history Murabbi gave to him.
Asalam. Why did the promised Messiah Asalam, go into seclusion for 40 days to pray for a sign?
We have to remember. He is referring to when Mirza Ghulam Ahmed Qadiani went to Hoshiarpur, a place in India, and quote unquote in seclusion for 40 days. So the young guy is asking apparently to a Murabbi, Wallahu Alam Murabbi or a preacher, that why did this happen? Let's watch.
Remember that this was in the height of opposition from both the Christian clergy and the Hindus.
Just imagine this, just imagine. At this stage, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is none. He is neither Mahdi nor Masih Masih, no promised Messiah, none of these things. And he's saying that this was then when the opposition was at its peak. I don't know what, in the entire lifespan, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did one debate with a Christian, and that hasn't happened yet, because that was after he made his claim. So I don't know that why this guy is lying.
And at that time, they had asked the promised Messiah for a sign. To show the sign or the fulfillment of a sign, he went to Hoshiarpur.
Absolutely nothing. All of that is a made-up story that people were asking him for a sign. Sign for what? In 1889, according to your own Jamaat, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is making the claim and taking the bayah that he is the Mahdi. In 1891-92 is the when he is claiming to be the Masih Masih and the promised Messiah. What else title he had? What else was there? And if you are talking about his claim of being a Mulham and claim of being a Mujaddid, he made the claim of Mulham from 1879. Because according to Mirza Bashir Ahmed M.A. in Siratul Mahdi, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has finished the writing of Brahine Ahmadiyya in 1879. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that I have written the book Brahine Ahmadiyya after being a mulham. Mulham means God spoken. And after being appointed by God, after Mamur min Allah, being appointed by God. I don't know, appointed as what? Appointed as what? Because you are telling people that you are Mahdi in 1889 and about the Messiah in 1891, okay? And about the second coming of Nauzubillah in 1900 in Tofa Goldviya. So what are you talking about? Who is asking him for a sign for what? Which sign for what?
Under divine guidance by instruction of God Almighty. And this is where God Almighty spoke with him. He had divine...
This is where God Almighty spoke with him. I don't know who to believe. This is in 1886. 1886. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has already, he's claiming that God spoke to him in 1876 when his father passed away. I believe it was 1876. So what are you talking about? That's where look how in a dramatic way he's going. This is where the God spoke to him.
Union, and that is where he received this revelation about...
No, this is the key point. He said this is where he received God's revelation regarding that promised son, i.e. Mirza Bashir, which later on was claimed by Mirza Bashir Ahmed, Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud, that I am that promised son, I am the Muslim Maud, I am that Zaki Ghulam or whatever. And currently Abdul Ghaffar Jamba is making the claim that no, Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud was lying. Actually, I am that promised son. It doesn't have to be from the biological lineage of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. It should be one of his followers, and I am the one. Anyhow, okay, now let's inshallah let him complete first. So anyhow, this is what he said. Now, what did he say? He said that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, please pay attention, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani went to Hoshiarpur under the divine guidance to show a sign to the people, and that is where the sign of Muslih Ma'ud, because on the 20th of Feb they were celebrating this Muslih Ma'ud day just a couple of days ago. Now the point is this. Now I'm gonna bring on the screen that when Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did all of that seclusion, quote unquote, under the divine guidance, then what happens? What he claimed, that what God has spoken to him. Let's see that. So as let me just bring it here. So as you can see on your screen, and let me make it even a bit bigger so you can read it alongside. So this is nothing but Majmu'a Ishtiharat, volume number 1, page number is 124, right? So in this one, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is going to tell us about his seclusion in Hoshiarpur. Okay, look at this one. I'm reading from Majmua Ishtiharat, page number, volume 1, page number 124. I'm just reading the relevant part, just to give you that this is what is being said here. It says that उन हर सै किस्म की पेशन गोइयों में से जो इंशाअल्लाह रिसाला में बसत तमाम दर्ज होंगी, पहली पेशन गोई जो खुद इस आहकर से मुतल्लिक है, आज 20 फरवरी 1886 में, जो बामुताबिक 15 जमादुल अव्वल है, बारे आयत इजाज और इख्तिसार कलिमात नमूना सुभान. He said that I'm going to quote first prophecy from that whole episode in a nutshell. Okay, and now he says that what is the first prophecy? This what the Murabbi was saying. पहली पेशन गोई Bilhame Ta'ala wa Ilamihi Azza wa Jal. He said that the first prophecy with the conversation with God and with the announcement from God. Khudae Rahimo Buzurgo Bartar jo har ek cheez pe qadir hai. He said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has power over everything. Mujhko apne ilham se mukhatib karke farmaya. He said that Allah converse with me in revelation. मैं तुझे एक रामत का निशान देता हूँ. I give you a sign of mercy. और इसी के मुवाफिक जो तूने मुझसे मांगा, and it is exactly what you asked me for. So मैंने तेरी तजर्रुआत को सुना और तेरी दुआओं को अपनी रहमत से बपाया कबूलियत जगह. He said that I have heard your prayers, I have heard your humbleness, और तेरे सफर को and your journey जो होशियारपुर और लुधियाना का सफर है तेरे लिए मुबारक कर दिया. The journey you took to the Hoshiarpur and Ludhiana, I have made that journey blessed. So the reason I quoted this part, that this is exactly, I'm quoting you from that journey. Okay, that what Mirza Ghulam Qadiani claimed to have received in that journey. So he's telling you that God has informed him so many things, and one of those things is that God is going to give him a son. It says this is the first prophecy. Now let's keep moving here. I am still in the first prophecy. Now I want to read something for you. As you can see, now it is page number 125. There was page number 124. Now it's page number 125. It is still the same prophecy, by the way. Okay, same episode. Now look at this one. फिर खुदाए करीम जल्ला शानहू ने मुझे बशारत दे के कहा. Please listen, people. He said that then God spoke to me and gave me the good news कि तेरा घर बरकत से भरेगा. That your house will be filled with the blessing. और मैं अपनी नेमतें तुझ पे पूरी करूंगा. And I will complete my favors upon you. और खवातीने मुबारका and the blessed women, जिनमें से बाज तू इसके बाद पाएगा. And some of those blessed women, they will come in your marriage after this day. तेरी नस्ल बहुत होगी. You will have a lot of progeny. और मैं तेरी ज़ुर्रियत को बहुत बढ़ाऊंगा. And I will increase your progeny a lot. और मैं बरकत दूंगा. And I will give you a lot of barakah. Right? Now, when is it happening? In Feb 1886. When? Feb 1886. As a part of that sign, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is claiming that God has informed him that after this date, Mirza Sahib, after this date, you are going to marry some other blessed women. Not one lady, not two ladies, blessed women. Guess what? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, after this point, did not marry to any women. And this was, according to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, this was the good news, the glad tidings. And before any Murabbi plays games with you, he said, no, it was one lady, Muhammadi Begum, no problem. Minus Muhammadi Begum. We are the other ladies. Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is telling us that God gave him the glad tidings that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, after this date, will marry with many blessed women. It's not one. So even if you want to minus Muhammadi Begum, what about the others? Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani married to Nusrat Jahan Begum, his second wife, in 1884. And after that, he did not marry to any women. So what happened to this glad tidings? And last but not the least, that is also a very important point. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani clearly said that this promised son, the sign from Allah, will be born from the women whom he will marry after this date. And then he implemented that on Muhammadi Begum. He said that this child, this son, the promised son, will be born from my marriage to Muhammadi Begum. He did not marry to Muhammadi Begum. So then he started to call many of his other sons. Oh, maybe this is the promised son. Oh, this is the promised son. And the last one the last son Mirza Ghulam Qadiani put his hand on was Mubarik Ahmed. Was who? was Mubarik Ahmed. And when Mubarik Ahmed passed, because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was claiming that Mubarik Ahmed is that son, that promised son. And guess what? Mubarik Ahmed passed away in 1907 in the lifetime of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. And after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was so scared that he stopped calling anybody as that promised son. And then it wasn't up till 1940 something. I can check the exact year for you, or if Bashir Bhai, if you are listening, tell us the exact year. This is when Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud claimed to be that promised in when 1940 something. Can you imagine? Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, he stopped calling anybody that promised son after Mubarak Ahmed passed away. And let's add bit more into this episode of Mubarak Ahmed. You know what? When Mubarak Ahmed, the son of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, whom Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was claiming that this Mubarak Ahmed, okay, Jazakallah. So 1944. Oh people, 1944 is when Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud made his self-claim that I am that promised son. I am that promised son. And till today, Ahmadis, the Jamba group, they are calling him a liar. Lahori Jamaat does not believe in him. Why? They said that you can't claim this son. Okay, now anyhow, let's move on. What I'm going to tell you now is very important. Mubarak Ahmed fell ill. Mubarak Ahmed fell seriously ill. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, he did some Hindu ritual. Hello, are you listening, people? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did some Hindu ritual. And what was that? He got him married. At that time, Mubarak Ahmed was around 7 or 8 years old. They got him married with someone who was, how old she was? If somebody knows, 4 years or 5 years? Somebody knows? Ahmed Bhai? Please check this one, Ahmed Bhai. That was she 4 or 5 years old? Because they did some Hindu ritual that if we get him married with someone, he will not die. So they got him married with one lady from the family. I give you the name as well. And she was not lady, one child. I believe she was 4 years old, but I may be wrong. I will give you the exact age, but it was definitely child. They got Mubarak Ahmed married with that child. And guess what? And they not only got her married, but that girl, she came into the household of Mubarak Ahmed. So it was not only the marriage, the proper marriage took place. And she moved to the house of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani as the wife of Mubarak Ahmed. And guess what? Mubarak Ahmed still passed away. And after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani started to say that I already knew that Mubarak Ahmed will pass away. Oh Ahmadis, take a pause here. If Mirza Ghulam Qadiani already knew that Mubarak Ahmed will pass away, and God had already informed Mirza Ghulam Qadiani that Mubarak Ahmed will pass away, then why did he get him married with that child girl? Why she was made widow at that age? Please think about all of that. Can you imagine? This was something that this young Ahmadi is asking the question to the Murabbi, and look what version of the history Murabbi gave to him. Long story short, number one, Murabbi Sahib did not tell him that after that seclusion of Hoshiarpur, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani claimed that God has given him the good news that he, i.e. the Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, will marry with many other women after this date. But Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did not marry with any women, number one. Number two, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that this promised son in this sign, the Muslim Ma'ud, the promised son, the promised reformer, he will be born from Muhammadi Begum's marriage. And that marriage did not ever take place. Point number three, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani started to call his different children as that promised reformer, and then he end up calling the last of his children he called was who? Was Mubarik Ahmed, the son of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, who died at the age of 7 or 8. So after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani stopped calling any of his children as the promised reformer. This was the level. He was too scared, because sometimes he was saying, oh, the son will be born now, and then daughter will be born. And then he started to call, then one son was born, Bashir Ahmed was born, and he passed away. Then he said, oh, no, he will be born in the future. Then Mubarak Ahmed was born. He said, okay, no problem. Now all done. Mubarak Ahmed is that promised son. Mubarak Ahmed passed away as well. And after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani stopped. And then Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud in 1944, he self-claimed himself to be that promised reformer. And last but not the least, when Mubarak Ahmed was sick, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did a Hindu ritual to get him married with someone. She was 1 or 2. In the comments, I have been informed that she was 1 or 2 years old. We can still double check, but she was a child. Definitely she was a child. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani had Mubarik Ahmed married with that child, Mubarik Ahmed was, by the way, was also child. He was 8 years old, and he did this Hindu ritual, assuming that this will, yes, Mubarik Ahmed was 7. So he did this Hindu ritual by thinking that this will save Mubarik Ahmed. Mubarik Ahmed still died, and after that, when people raised the objection, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, I already knew, I had already been informed that Mubarak Ahmed will die. The question is, then why did you make that girl a widow at the age of 1 or 2 years old? Why? Why did you do that? So this was the actual sign. Now this is the true history, and you have watched what Murabbi was saying. You decide. The reason I gave you that as one example, this is how the young Ahmadis are misled and misfed from the young age.